Were the citizens of ancient Rome prejudiced against people of color? Generally speaking, no. In the history of the Roman Empire, the Black Emperor Septimius Severus was known. He became emperor after he defeated another pretender to the post, who was named Gaius Pescennius Niger in a civil war. Ancient Roman historians did not emphasize and usually did not even mention the skin color of historical figures, from which we can conclude that they did not attach importance to it. The concept of race itself is very late. It only emerged in modern times and became politically relevant in the colonial era. But to answer the question of whether the Romans had other prejudices concerning appearance, yes, they did. For example, in relation to redheads. This color of hair was considered a marker of slavery and lowliness. There was even a nickname, Rufus, that is, red, meaning red-haired. This is because there were many Celts among the slaves, whom the Romans called Gauls, among whom red hair is much more common than among the Mediterranean peoples. The Emperor Caligula once even ordered that all prisoners who were led behind his chariot during his triumphal procession be dyed red hair. Xenophobia was no less prevalent in ancient Rome than in any other country or time. The Romans were prejudiced against the Greeks, who were regarded as pampered butchers, talkative and wicked. All northerners, especially Germans, were regarded as clumsy, rude, and savage. The Orientals were regarded by the Romans as crafty and cunning, and the Egyptians as sorcerers. There was no particular prejudice against people from more distant countries like India and China. The Romans simply did not encounter them. In the beginning of their history, the Romans disliked especially their nearest relatives and neighbors, the Etruscans and other Italian tribes, but in time they merged with them. All the natives of Italy from some point in time began to be regarded as true Romans. The most important distinction between people, from the Roman point of view, was that they belonged to the Roman civilization. Cultural chauvinism was always present in ancient Rome and was the basis of the ancient Roman mentality. Either you walk in a toga, wash in the Thermae, and speak Latin, or you are a filthy savage barbarian. At best, you're a filthy, corrupt Greek, Syrian, Egyptian, Cilician. This was the central belief of the Romans. The Roman was convinced that Roman values and lifestyles were superior to all other cultures and civilizations, and Roman legions carried the light of Roman culture into the darkness of savagery and barbarism by building roads, thermae, temples, and stadiums in conquered provinces. The color of the skin of both the legionaries and the barbarians, whom the legionaries introduced to the achievements of the highest, that is, Roman civilization, did not matter. A born Syrian, Ethiopian, or Scythian who fought in an auxiliary cavalry unit somewhere in Germany or Britain was an insider to a Roman. A blonde, blue-eyed Celtic Briton or German from a local tribe was an outsider, a savage, and a barbarian, fit at best to be a slave. So the Romans did not suffer from racism, but they had chauvinism, which was the basis of the entire Roman culture and civilization.